Hey, I'm Anthony from Circa Survivor.
So I know it's only been a couple of days into the tour, but how is everything going so far?
It's great. We love watching Minus the Bear and playing with them every night. And Now is incredible. And we've been playing some songs off Violent Waves that we didn't get a chance to play on the headliner in October, so it's just been really fun.
Awesome. So, like you said, your kids were on the first half of the tour. Unfortunately, they had to leave. You said they were sick.
Yeah, they got sick like right away, and it was like sort of a selfish thing. Like we wanted to stick it out and have them like stay, you know. But it was like just it's tough for a 9-month-old to be on the road, you know.
Yeah. So how would you, obviously it's amazing to have your family with you, but what are like the main comparisons, differences between life on the road with your 2 children and your wife and, leaving them at home? And
it's really weird, because before I had kids, I didn't, you don't realize when you don't have kids how much what free time is, you know what I mean? Because it's just something you take for granted. You have it all the time. And then when you have children, you take care of them all the time, all day, until they go to sleep. And then when they go to sleep, you have this couple hours before you go to sleep of time you have to get things done, And my wife and I balance things out pretty well. She takes care of the kids when I have to work, or when I have to, tour, go write songs, or do stuff like that. But what's cool about this job is that when I'm home, and I'm not writing, I'm home. I'm there all the time. So it's like 2 totally different worlds. So to have them out and to be in dad mode and playing shows was tough, but it was awesome. And then when they're not here, it's just all this listless time. And, I'm talking to Meredith and she's home, taking care of them and having a rough day or a rough night, and there's nothing I can do. At the end of my day, I'm done. I come on the bus and there's nobody. And that's totally what you sign up for. The show and playing is awesome, and you have your friends, and that's great. But when you're really when you're in love, we're crazy in love. We've spent every day together since the moment we've met each other, and it's been up and down, and it's been insane, but to have her here when I walk off stage is the best feeling. I love it, and there's nothing that's better than that. And it sucks in the morning, when the bus is moving and the kids are awake and they want to go and do everything, whatever, but it's totally worth it. So to have her not be here and to remember so closely what it was like, it's the same thing for her. At the end of her day, after a long day and getting both boys to sleep, we're not hanging out we have each other to be kind of be oh fuck yeah, and relax from the day, and unwind. And she calls me and I'm getting ready to play. It's just it's just a weird thing to get used to. And you never really get used to it, no matter how long it's been going on. And both of us think it's better for a 9-month-old to be in his own home, not around germs, not around all this stuff. But then, I don't know, then you just think about it and it's fuck it, just come back out. If he gets sick, he gets sick, I don't know.
Kids get sick. Gotta do it.
So I'm just getting over being sick.
Oh.
And the boys are still sick from the bus at home, so they have to get better before we have them come back out.
Right.
But I hope, it's inevitable that when we go through Doylestown that I'll want her to come back.
For sure, yeah.
It was so hard to make the decision for them to leave because it was just so tough. It sucks.
Good parenting, though.
Yeah,
maybe
bad parenting, though. It's dude, what are you, crazy? You putting your fucking 9-month-old on a tour bus, A lot of times people that we told we were doing, family and friends and stuff, that, we tell them, and they're like, what? Taking care of a 9-month-old and a 2-year-old at home is a, fucking shitload of work. Doing it on a tour bus with a bunch of other people who have, other shit to do, it's kind of a nightmare.
Yeah. So, obviously, like you were saying about your kids and everything, they're such young ages. What did they think of tour?
They love it.
Yeah?
It's excitement for them. They love music. They love, all the band is their uncles,
Yeah.
And The crew is like, you know, just like an extension of the family, so they know everything, and you know, we played this Adobe Music Fest in Maryland, and James and Luke were there. It was the last day they were on tour, and like they just went in and they watched I Am the Avalanche, and they like just love music, you know. They watched Minus the Bear, and I don't know, it's really fun having them out. It's a good experience for them, I think, you know. Aside from some of the, like, you know, obvious obstacles, it's really, really fun having them out. They're good kids.
Awesome, cool. So hopefully, again, we could join you guys. So after this tour is done, you guys are hitting some pretty awesome places with Coheed. Tell me about those plans.
Well, it's our first time ever in Asia. We're going to Australia for a couple days, and then we're going to Asia, and we've really been dying to get over there for the last like 10 years and just haven't had a chance to, so we're really grateful to Coheed for that opportunity. And then we're going to play Hawaii for the first time, and flying the family out for like a vacation after those shows, which is going to be really nice.
To just Hawaii or to
Hawaii.
Asia? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can't do the Asia thing. It's too much money. It's scary.
Yeah, more than anything.
Internationally with little kids like that, it's like,
too much.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Customs decides they're going to keep one of them. You know? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about vacation in Hawaii. It's
awesome.
gonna be really good.
Are you guys going to stay there long after?
I think we're going to stay. We're there for 3 days before the show, and then I think we're going to stay about 5 days afterwards.
Oh, cool.
And then I come home and go into the studio, record my solo record.
Awesome, very cool. So, you guys released Violent Waves last August, and it's better than I think anyone would have probably thought it would ever possibly be. It's amazing. It's such a perfect album. So, I know it's a little late, but obviously congratulations to you guys on that. What was it like putting out this record without having a label on your side?
It was a lot less stressful, I think, in some ways, and a lot more stressful in other ways, you know. It's hard to describe. There's just a lot more at stake when you're doing it all on your own, you know. And at the same time, the benefit is you know, you reap like so much more of the reward. And having, you know, been able to constantly connect with our core audience in this weird way, we have this fan base that just expects us to do what we want. You know, and it's really gratifying when you put together a record that you believe in so much, and it's not commercial at all, you know, and it doesn't have any like drop of commerciality in it, you know, and people can still sink their teeth into it and like it. Oh, Kinder Bueno. Oh man, Kinder Bueno is my downfall.
So I don't want to get you with your mouth full, but I usually don't really ask questions like this because I think they're annoying, but I personally would like to know, out of like all the songs you've written, is there any one specific like lyric or song or anything that you can say is especially meaningful to you, and say why?
There is one song on Violent Waves that is hard to sing. And Brother's song is like really hard to get through every time, and it's because it was about something that's like ongoing. You know, that I sort of wrote it because I wanted to write something about what was going on in this moment with these people in my life. And I thought, okay, this is going to help me deal with it. And the song really just doesn't deal with anything. It's just kind of like, it's sort of just like, it's just like a declaration of like bummed outness. You know, that has no solution and ties nothing up. And I didn't really go into it and thinking that, you know, like, oh, I gotta tie this up in some way. I was just like, man, I really want to write about this. It's something that's really on my mind all the time, and then I did it, and it just hasn't gotten me anywhere. So every time I sing the song, like, it's just filled with this like just directionless and passion and emotion that just has no resolve, and it's torture.
Really?
Yeah, and I get caught up in it every time we play it. Every time I see it on the set list, I want to change it.
So it's that big of a impact.
It's hard to get through. It's hard to get through.
Wow. Wow. So you've always gotten such high praise from fans and critics and everything, which is obviously well deserved. How do you manage to like hear all these compliments constantly and not turn into a douchebag like a lot of other artists do?
Well, thanks for saying that in an indirect way that I'm not a douchebag.
You're not.
I think that the key to doing that is realizing that it's really just, music is just really powerful. And you know, there's like a selflessness to making music when you feel powerful about something and you feel driven by it. And it's really easy to sit back and take credit for that and to you know, put your name on it. Yeah, I did this. When really you're just inspired by something, and you're inspired like because of something, you know. And rather than taking credit for that when people say, you know, your songs are great or your lyrics are good or whatever, like I choose to look at it in this really like silly hippie, like total cliche way of just like it not really coming directly from me, but coming from like experience of everybody who's choosing to connect with it and coming from someplace else, you know. Tori Amos was like asked a question years and years ago. I remember watching her in some interview. She's like, man, she could have been high on drugs or something. She's so fucking out there. She was like, yeah, I didn't write the song, like an angel came and wrote the song.
Oh, shit.
I remember connecting with that and being
right.
like, I know that feeling, like I've written things and been like, where the fuck did this come from? I wasn't even thinking about it, came out, and now it's got all this, like, you know, it's prolific, and it really resonates with something that's happening in my life, you know, and not necessarily knowing where it came from, you know, having it just kind of accidentally just came out like that. There's a lot of songs like that. So, yeah, I try not to, you know, take any of it personally. You know, it's the same way as if somebody's like, you suck, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to take that personally. You take a little bit from it that's true, and you let the rest of it go, you know?
Yeah.
So, and people will come up at you with praise and whatever, you take it for what it's worth, you know, which is, you know, just that they're connecting with the music or whatever, and let the rest of it pass. You don't take it in and take it personally.
It's an interesting way. I never thought of it, of, you know, comparing it to if someone was saying you suck. Kind of like the same thing.
It's the same thing. You have to take, you have to, you know, you don't want to hold on to it and make it about you, you know, because it's really just about their experience. So if they think you're this wonderful thing, it's like they're just seeing bits of themselves that they want in you, you know. It's not really about you. It's just like a mirroring thing.
Right. So the connection that you guys have with your fans is like stronger than I've seen with any other artist with their listeners, pretty much. How would you personally describe that connection that your music, Circa's music, has with all of your fans?
It's weird because, you know, we definitely try to stay connected with everyone that listens to the band, and we answer, you know, tweets and Facebook messages, and we are always reaching out with people and doing web chats, but I think it has to do with the fact that our songs all come from this place. It's like really personal. It's like you're sharing something really personal with people, and when you do that, they can't help but feel like they know you, or they're connected to you, or they, you know, they can't help but feel that, you know. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, I think it also has to do with the fact that if somebody like tweets at us or writes us a Facebook message like, hey, I didn't get this t-shirt that I ordered, like, we'll get on that. Like, we take care of that ourselves. You know?
It's very personal.
You know, somebody's like, we've had arguments with people online about stuff. Like, we've had, you know, great conversations with people, you know, through comments and, you know, just through being able to stay in touch with people through the media, you know. So, you know, it's important to us to be connected with the people that are supporting us. You know, it's like you want to know the people who are supporting you, you know. And the greatest thing about this is like we don't have to like placate to these people. These people that are core really want us to be introspective and experimental. And you know, if our core fans were like pop fans or whatever that want a certain thing from you, it would be a different story. You know, it would be a different type of experience. But our core fans are people that want us to be happy with what we're doing. They want to see you happy with what you're doing, you know, and they'll follow you to that. So
awesome.
We're lucky.
Awesome. So what's up with your solo stuff? Is there anything that you can tell us?
I need to finish a lot of it. A lot of it is like 45 to 75% there. I need to get into a room with Good Old War and jam with them for a while. There's a lot of cool stuff that comes out of just jamming with Good Old War that I'd never been able to put too much of on the records, and I want this record to have a lot of that, you know, where we go into the studio for 3 or 4 days and just jam and come up with some stuff on the spot, and have it be a blend of like that and some of the songs that I've been working on, you know, for the album. I have so much shit scattered all over the place. It needs to be organized. I need to make more time for it.
So are you gonna do that after all this?
I should be doing it right now. That's the thing is, like, when my wife left, she was like, "This will give you time to work on Young Legs." I'm like, yeah,
maybe.
maybe. It's like the least inspired time I feel like is when I'm missing them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. When they're not here, it's like, I don't want to work on anything.
So this might sound like a weird question, but like you know, you have 2 young kids, everything, and obviously everything's pretty fucked up right now in the world. What's something that you want to see change in the world or in society for the sake of everyone's future, especially like your own children's future?
Oh man, there's so much. It's really weird. It's a weird question because like when you become a parent, you know, there's all these things that you start to realize about the world. And when I was a little kid, other little kids were just so fucked up. They were so mean. I was a fat kid, so like I know how cruel heartless little kids can be. And to think about my children growing up and like being around that scares me.
Yeah.
I don't want them to ever be hurt. I don't want them to ever have to go through that. And that's irrational and silly, but it's just where I'm coming from.
Right.
And it scares me that they're going to grow up in a world with people who are so fucking desensitized and so cruel and don't care about human life. I think that people need to come together and realize what good they can be done by like taking care of each other and being aware of each other's feelings, you know, and being compassionate and, you know, not going after people because they're different or because they're weird or because they don't understand them.
Just to wrap everything up, if there was one thing that you can say to every single person in the world, whether they know who you are or not, just every single human being, what would it be?
I think that if there was something that I can say that I've learned right now in my life is that the only answer to anything is love. It sounds so shitty and cliche, but it's the obvious answer to every question you have about anything. You know, go toward what love is telling you, not fear. You know, don't pay attention to what you're scared of. You know, pay attention to what feels right. You know, and to take care of each other. You know, it's the most important thing in the world. And so many people are just driven by fear and driven by hatred. And you know, you have to look at what is going on in your life and why you feel a certain way about things, and really try to be in a path of love and acceptance of love. And allow yourself to be loved and love other people.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for talking.